Hello, everyone. Welcome to Need to Know Influencer Marketing. I'm Mark Fidelman, CEO of Fanatics Media. Joining me is Gil Ayal, CEO of HYPR. Gil, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
Very good. So today we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about Papa John's Pizza losing a ton of money, according to the CEO of Papa John's, because the NFL has been kneeling for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Do you think that's valid, not valid? What are your thoughts?
I think, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but they can't shake off responsibility for their low-quality advertising, low-quality pizza. I mean, who hasn't had to kneel after a Papa John's?
All right, I'm going to leave that one right there. I happen to like Papa John's pizza. I think, honestly, what's going on is people that don't want to watch the NFL like myself because of the kneelers just aren't ordering pizza. Because you're not watching the NFL, why order a pizza?
This season's been exciting, with thrills at every turn. The fans have been rewarded with free pizzas they have earned. But winning isn't over. Super Bowl will be the best. With Papa John's and Peyton, just wait to see what's next.
I think so. I mean, I have seen, NFL's lost in the ratings, and obviously when you are a sponsor and you hope you can predict the ratings and you can base some assumption of how much audience you'll reach, you're going to be affected. But Papa John's is also the perpetrator of some of the worst advertising we've seen in a long time. They have this Peyton Manning commercial where he's like walking into the field of his former team. He doesn't even play there anymore. And he meets somebody, we don't really know who that is. He walks him through, shows him a bunch of stuff. They get to the guy who's cutting grass. His name is Chris. Peyton Manning doesn't know Chris, but supposedly he knows Chris in this thing, and they're eating a pizza together, and we all feel like an American family. And it's just the weirdest commercial, and there's no connection to anything. And, having that old, this game is sponsored by Papa John's, that just doesn't have the same impact it did many years ago. So, yes, less ratings, yes. Disgruntled audience, yes. Awful advertising, yes.
Well, I mean, two grown men eating in a field, yeah, that does not seem to be the best way to do it. But, I can think of better ways to use an influencer like Peyton Manning. That doesn't seem like a good use of his time or a good use of his likeness. I do know he owns a lot of franchisees. That's why he might be involved in some of these commercials. But to have them in a field eating pizza together seems very weird to me as well.
I don't know. Have you ever eaten pizza before playing football? Like, can you imagine? Does that really make sense? Does he eat Papa John's pizza before playing football? Does he know the guy who cuts grass? Does he hang out with him? And it's just the story doesn't really make sense, and it's a very, very obvious attempt to stick Papa John's into this event that never really would happen in real life. And I think they need to question whether they're still in touch with their audience. And the players kneeling is an inopportune event for them, but you can't blame everything on that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I do think there was an impact because of the NFL whole debacle thing. I don't think Papa John's is using Peyton Manning the way they should. I thought some of their other commercials with Joe Montana, I don't know if you remember those, a lot funnier, a lot better, a lot more realistic. Two men in a field. I don't know. That sounds like the plot of a really bad movie. So I'd say, Gil, at this point, I believe Papa John's is suffering because of the kneeling. I choose to. I know you don't. Because men just like to eat pizza during the game. And maybe that should be the commercial, not two men in a field. It should be two fat guys on a couch.
It should be called Field of Bad Dreams.
Field of Bad Dreams.
I agree. I mean, they used to have better commercials, and I think they've lost touch. Yeah, of course, people eat pizza while watching the game, and maybe that's affected it. But how many of us, how has this affected other chains? I don't know. I don't know if people only order Papa John's when they watch the NFL.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I choose to believe it, probably because I don't like the kneelers. But with that, let's wrap things up. Gil, where can people reach you?
I'm Gil at HYPRBrands, HYPRBrands.com.
Okay. And with that, if you have any comments, you agree with Gil, you agree with me, we finally disagree, let us know in the comments, and let us know what you think of Papa John's and the NFL kneeling debacle, which still hasn't really been resolved. There's still people like myself that aren't watching it. Let us know what you think. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell Gil how right he is. And we'll see you next week.